And our top focus is on the strikes in Venezuela. Hours after conducting the large-scale strikes on Venezuela and capturing President Nicolas Maduro, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that the U.S. is going to run Venezuela now until a safe, proper and judicious transition. In his first address since the attack, Trump said that the U.S. can't risk letting somebody else take over. Trump added that the U.S. is going to be strongly involved in Venezuela's oil industry moving forward, pledging to fix Venezuela's oil infrastructure. In fact, Trump further lauded the operation, saying that it has proved America's military might and successfully incapacitated Maduro's narco-terror cartel. He also said that the U.S. is ready to stage a second and much larger attack on the country if needed. Just before he began speaking, Trump shared a photo of Maduro being dragged to New York on board the USS Iwo Jima. The image shows him in custody, blindfolded and wearing ear defenders.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not.
Let me talk a little bit about the preparation. After months of work by our intelligence teammates to find Maduro and understand how he moved, where he lived, where he traveled, what he ate, what he wore, what were his pets, in early December, our force was set pending a series of aligned events. Key was choosing the right day to minimize the potential for civilian harm and maximize the element of surprise and minimize the harm to the indicted personnel, so as the President said, they could be brought to justice. As the night began, the helicopters took off with the extraction force, which included law enforcement officers, and began their flight into Venezuela at 100 feet above the water. As they approached Venezuelan shores, the United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency to create a pathway. Overhead, those forces were protected by aircraft from the United States Marines, the United States Navy, the United States Air Force, and the Air National Guard. The force included F-22s, F-35s, F-18s, EA-18s, E-2s, B-1 bombers, and other support aircraft, as well as numerous remotely piloted drones. As the force began to approach Caracas, the Joint Air Component began dismantling and disabling the air defense systems in Venezuela, employing weapons to ensure the safe passage of the helicopters into the target area.